AMC stock price in a massive spot, guys. We have seen stock price regress within this descending channel for about 5.5, 6 weeks or so. We did get the breakout over the top, and now a massive gap up with volume, guys. Understanding that volume does lead to these massive movements. Hence, over here, guys, just 2 months ago, we gapped up from this, or ran up rather, from these 280 levels to $4 in just 2 weeks with the volume confirmation. So, seeing this massive gap up, exiting this channel, there can be a lot of short-term potential for AMC to the upside. So that being said, let's waste no time. Let's get straight to the technical analysis breakdown. First, stepping over on the weekly analysis. AMC is in a massive spot, guys. We do see this massive descending triangle play out in live effect, setting these lower highs pushing into equal lows. Lower highs pushing into equal lows. Lower highs pushing into the apex where we have to make a movement, essentially having that explosive like movement to the upside or a big drop, guys. The way candlesticks are currently structured, guys, it does appear we'll get the breakout, and let's break straight into this, guys. So first and foremost, the number one level on the weekly analysis, it doesn't take a genius to tell you guys, is these lows. We've been keeping close eye on this, and this is where we got this bounce as of recently, as low as that 250 zone, pushing to these $4 levels, guys. So now to see stock price formulate this low slightly higher than the last, that slightly is some bullish divergence, setting a higher low. Seeing this big candle explode with these nice 2 wicks, it definitely does appear to be a textbook technical reversion. And to see these candlesticks forming right at the end of this very, very abundant descending triangle, guys, you really gotta lick your chops for your buyer here, guys. There's a lot of nice upside here. So first and foremost, let's go take a blast from the past. As AMC's continued to do this over years and years and years, these kind of structures, and they typically lead to massive results. So first and foremost, we did see another beautiful structure being a bear flag, this time being a bearish reversal pattern. Once broken down, stock price did drop 60% in just around 3 months or so. So that's a huge drop, guys. If we go zoom out to the other current candle structures, we do see we did have a pretty nice descending triangle over here, guys. It didn't lead to a crazy upside, as we did have some I believe a negative catalyst step in here, kind of unlucky timing, but we did push up in 1 week 46% in price action. So pretty decent movement, right? And then over here, this is, and mind you guys, I've been following AMC for around 5 or 6 years or so. So these are old structures from the past. I've already had drawn up. So we did see the breakout over here of this descending triangle, right? Pushed us up 440% in 1 week. Granted, this was a squeeze when AMC had peak volatility. Okay, and then once again, we've seen this, not a descending triangle, but another very similar structure being lower highs pushing into higher lows. We did break over the top, getting this massive, I believe this was a 430% movement. What do we do again, guys? AMC entered another one of these textbook setups, right? Squeezing out, getting very, very tight, guys, for I believe around 6 months or so, breaking below. When stock price did move down, we moved down 67% in about 3 months, guys. So we're looking at big differences, guys. We're looking at 4% to the upside. We're looking at stock price getting more than cut in half. So zooming to current price action. So looking at the current weekly analysis, guys, we see these lower highs forming into this very, very obvious even lows. And now we're setting a little bullish divergence, right? Setting this higher low, pressing up. So really the breakout level on the weekly analysis should be that 340 level. If broken above 340 strong, should be seeing some big upside, guys, but we do want to see volume back this, as AMC is very, very dependent on volume. $3.40 lines up as a very important perspective point. AMC is very prone to breaking down from these gap fills when we either break down from this wick from the daily candlestick, right? If we do knock below 317, we could be pushing lower, guys, right? But if we do break above the top of this trend line, which does coincide coincidentally with this weekly trend line right to this image, we could see a good amount of upside, guys, here, right? So keep an eye on 340 and 317. Those are the number one levels we'll be keeping an eye on. And something notable as well, we did call around this, I believe it was a little bit midway in June. We said if we break below this 325 level here, we could be seeing downside. We broke down, we attempted to get above it for 1, 2, and 3 days here, and then we gapped down about 15% in about 2 weeks. So we're claiming some major levels here, guys. This is a good look for AMC. Right, once again, we're seeing some big volume to back it. In the past over here, we started to see some volume creep up. We did push from $2.75 to $4 in 2 weeks. So keep an eye on the volume profile here, guys. If we get some decent volume here and we push past 340, I mean, we could be pushing $4 in a day. I know it's a wild claim, guys, but this is the number one thing we want to keep an eye on. We've been following AMC ever since this channel right over here, and we've just been kind of bearish, guys. We need to break out of this. And we stayed in this for about 6 weeks or so, just going lower, 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 lower. We almost broke out, and then we gapped down from bad news overnight, right? Lower, lower, and then we finally started to curl up out of here, and then we got some good news to gap us up. So this is the region, guys, where stock price is very, very sensitive. As a bull here, you want to see follow through, breaking over the top of this daily candle, pushing 340, likely testing $4 soon, right? And if you're a bear, you want to see this low being taken out to go fill this gap around that $3.07 level. So that's what we do look like on the daily analysis, guys. It does appear as of now, we can see a lot of upside. Definitely got to lean bullish on AMC here, right? It is a nice change of things, as we have been bearish since this candle over here when we did break down from this ascending trend line, which has now deleted because it's not very relevant. And we broke a lot of big data points, guys. So we are flipping bullish now in AMC. It does look very nice. Any short sellers who are in this position hoping for a grind down, grind down, grind down, they might be, squeezed out of their position, guys. So we do look pretty nice here. But with that being said, we want to see volume continue to back this movement. We want to see that. So let's go flip over to the hourly. And now let's just get our last perspective point. So as of now in the hourly candlestick, guys, you really don't see a whole lot. We're not going to come on here and add some fluff, right? See a little bit of a micro pennant structure form out, and then we broke over the top to the 5 minute. We've seen this pretty nice structure break out to the upside, a little bit of upside, whatever. Not really much though. On the hourly, guys, you just don't want to see stock price completely 180 and then drop below this low. That would not be a good look. So in conclusion, guys, AMC is nearing a 2-year breakout within this descending triangle, better seen on the weekly analysis, right? This huge descending triangle, guys. We're attempting to base off this higher low and get this upside, pushing to these upper price action levels. And on the daily candlesticks, we have a nice gap up, exiting this descending channel, which does look nice. The number one thing we want to say here, guys, is follow through. If we see one more strong day with AMC pushing up strong on Monday, having some nice price action, this is when we could push $4, right? Potentially $6, $7 in the future, $8, $10. There's a lot of upside here. So with that being said, that is the analysis. We'll be following AMC live, guys. This is a very sensitive moment. We're not in this very dull channel, pulling back, not much going on. Now we have some sizable movement, guys. With that being said, if you guys found any value in the video, consider subscribing for more unbiased, no BS, no fluff price action updates on AMC live, guys. That being said, hope you guys had a good day, man. Take care, trade smart, and peace.